Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Good, The Bad and The Stupid. It's Monday the 3rd of February. It's a new month, it's a new me. I'm the younger version of Wayne who's stepping in to take over for the next week or two until my beard grows back anyway. So podcasters, you're probably thinking, what is he going on about? Well, I'm talking to the video version because I've had a shave, so I'm looking about 10 years younger, but also about fucking completely weirder, or very, very much weirder, I think. For me, anyway, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, who is that guy? It's been a while since I shaved it all off. I even had to use a blunt razor. I didn't even have any razors. I had one in the back of the cupboard, and I thought I'd use that, and it's fucking just blunt, so I nearly cut my face off. So there was nearly no podcast at all this week. So I would have been in A&E. With my face all bandaged up. But anyway, I'm here. I'm rambling on. I look younger. I look good. Let's not dwell on how weird I look. Let's just move on and let's get on to the what we're here for, which is the news. Baftas. That's what I turned it on by accident last night. I just turned on the telly and the Baftas were on. I didn't even know. It's weird because I do the news all week and I don't go near the fucking newspapers at the weekend because I've had to scour them to do this all week, so I don't even know what's going on at the weekend. So I put it on, and I caught the last, all the important stuff at the end, all the sort of the directors one and the actors and the Fellowship Award. But Joaquin Phoenix won the award, and I thought as soon as he won it, I thought, what's he gonna say? What's he gonna do? 100% he's gonna fucking. He's like that, isn't he? He's just like fucking uses opportunity to make a statement. And I thought he's going to fucking do something, and he did. He was straight up there and started going, right. I don't like this bullshit about this diversity. There's not enough diversity, and he's been called out. And I don't like being given awards on the back of somebody else getting a load of shit or not getting fuck all. And he just called it out there, and then you can do that when you've just won, can't you? Because you've got your award and they can't take it off you. So you can sort of, it's your time to fucking shine, basically. And I've got to say, Renée Zellweger accepted her award for playing Judy Garland. And it was Judy Garland, wasn't it? Anyway, her acceptance speech was pretty, I mean, some of them Americans' acceptance speeches are fucking hell. They're just like a violin show, aren't they? They're just like proper sort of, you know, you think to have the music, the piano music playing in the background now, but she gave a really precise, and she remembered about 100 people's names. But, you know, she's really enough people's names who worked with her. But you'd think he'd be bored of that, but it was actually really interesting the way that she called them out in such a sweet way. And her acceptance speech was bang on, even if I say so myself. And she nailed it. I thought she's going to fuck up somewhere along here. This is going too well, because it went on for about 3 or 4 minutes. But she finished by saying, you know, about Judy Garland. Is it Judy Garland? It's not Judy Garland, is it? Who is it? Fucking hell. Oh, what's her name? Oh, man. This is Liza Minnelli. It was Judy Garland, wasn't it? Right, just forget it. Anyway, so she's gone. And basically she's gone... she accepted the award, and then I think Hugh Grant went on afterwards and said something along, referring back to Bridget Jones, saying Bridget done well or whatever else. So it was quite sweet. Anyway, fucked that up, didn't I? Anyway, and also Al Pacino was. I'll come on to Al Pacino. Quentin Tarantino looked pissed off. You watch the camera. Quentin Tarantino looked fucking proper pissed off when he didn't win the Directors Award. Either that or he'd just done a fucking massive line or something or other, because he was like, he was on edge. From what I saw anyway, I just thought he don't look fucking happy. Good. He knows his worth. He knows he fucking should have got it. And he's probably thinking, because 1917 won it all, he probably thinks, oh, fucking, they've given it all, because it's in Britain, they're giving it all to Britain. But Brad Pitt won it for his film, so, you know, the very least. And Brad Pitt has said some jokes about being single. Britain's now single like him. And also about his awards coming back to America. He's sort of piss out of it about Harry bringing, Prince Harry. He's going to call it Harry because he's like going back to America. And then there was Al Pacino. Al Pacino looked fucking like a crazed. He looks crazy, doesn't he? He's like got wild hair and everything. He's not the same person you like from Scarface or the Godfather. Obviously, it's many years since, but he was like fucking wild hair and that, loads of rings on and that. He looked a bit like who's the geezer who used to do the horse racing, the horse racing betting with his booby wife or whatever. Oh, what was his name? He died last year. Oh, bollocks. I'm not good with names today. I'm good with faces, not good with names. No, I can't remember. Anyway, he fell over on the way up. He fell over on the red carpet, then he went flying. Tripped up the steps. So whether he's had a few, because he said, I remember we did a thing on there before about when he said he was high at these Oscar award ceremony. When he went to the Oscars for The Godfather, he was high as a kite. So maybe he was high on his way in before he's even got there. And it's all free when you get to those Baftas and that. I bet they don't pay for a drink, do they? You got to fucking save yourself up for that and just go in there and hit it hard there. You know, you don't want to be pissed before you've even got there on your own money. That's a fucking no-no. Although these guys are rich. Apart from the ones doing shit fucking bread adverts and that, they can't have that much money in the bank if they're doing Direct Line and bread, Warburton's bread. That was Robert De Niro. Anyway, let's move on to snake flu, of course. Snake flu, Brits. Snake flu, the first Brit known to have caught the coronavirus, has told The Sun how he beat the killer bug with a glass of hot whiskey and honey. There you go. So if you're fucking feeling a bit, well, you should have that. Hot, I don't know. I was going to say hot lemon and honey. What do I have? Ginger. But he's saying hot whiskey and honey, and he killed it. So if you feel like you're coming down with something, fucking run out and buy yourself a bottle of whiskey and honey, and you get pissed at the same time. I think it'll make you feel better, regardless of it killing the bug anyway, won't it? So it's a good idea all round. And there's a photo of him there giving the thumbs up, going, yeah, I did it. So yeah, if he does come over here, go for it, or try and go for something similar that looks like it. It can be anything. Fucking hot brandy, skull, anything, just with honey. Special brew. And they built the fucking, they're on the case, China. They built a hospital over there. Although, you know, they've created the thing with all those they want to close down those markets where that shit comes from, for starters. But they built if they could build a hospital in 9 days and it's open, running and treating people, fucking 9 days, they can shut all them markets where snakes and bats are all, you know, alive and passing fucking germs left, right and centre amongst themselves. But they call them wet markets. Close them all down and then there won't be another fucking strain of it coming at you. Anyway, they built a hospital in 9 days. Fucking sell that to the HS2 dudes over here. Let's get on the case, you know what I mean? Let's get the China over here. Let's get a load of like workers from that who built that hospital, get them over here, but have the HS2 up in 2 weeks. Fucking, we've been years doing it and we ain't even fucking halfway there. We're not even off the paper, I don't think, off the drawing board. Anyhow, a Brit sailor found hashish, it's hard to say, any hashish, worth more than 250 grand off the coast of Gibraltar. I've not read the whole of this yet, but the only thing I can get from this is that he's fucking handed it in. Is he mental or what? £250,000 worth of hashish. He should. I mean, even if he's like, you know, he's like, oh, I'm doing the good thing, I'm a good citizen. It's like, you know, this deserves to be handed in. It's going to be legal soon. Just keep it in the cupboard until it's legal, and then you'll get the full money's worth. Then you ain't even going to have to. Dumb, honest to God, you don't fucking hand that back in. If it's heroin, or hand it back in. That's fucking, you know, dark, and you go, that shit's fucking, you know, that's for the fucking bonfire. But hashish or fucking hashish, this is like not a word for me. But you don't hand that in. Sorry. You keep that in the cupboard and wait for it to become legal, or you smoke it, one way or the other. Have a good time. He hauled the 35-kilogram stash aboard and called Spanish police, who arrived within the hour. He could hardly pick the thing up. One of the crew was in the police for over 45 years and he hadn't seen a thing like it. But I'll tell you something right now, that was 35 kilos. when them Spanish police took that back to the police station, excuse me, I bet they checked that in as 25 kilos or 15 kilos. They've taken a bit out of it. No way in the world they've handed it all in as the full amounts. So anyway, he got his head screwed on. Go back to fishing. Go and get your fishing. Enjoy your fishing or whatever the fuck. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. It's puzzled me. It's blown me head off, that one. Anyway, TV crew outrage as Philip Schofield and Holly have landed extra £130,000 on top of their pay for extra works and duties. They ain't even worth fucking half that doing what they do full time, for fuck's sake. And they probably get triple that for the full time. I'll tell you what, as I said, I'm in the wrong job here. When is somebody going to highlight or mention my name to the TV executives around the world or around the country? I'm over past the watershed. Points of View would fucking harpoon my show if I was on the telly. I'll tell you. Who's that swearing idiot, Brummy, with the thick sounding Brummy? What's he fucking doing on the TV? We want what's his name? Noel Edmonds back, and fucking Mr. Blobby, some shit like that. Anyway, so they're getting 130 grand more. That's what I've got to say on that. I don't think they're worth it. Sorry, boring that shit is. The only thing's good about that program is that fucking the competition in the break time. You know, it's £2 and it's like for about 100 grand. Always do then when I see it come up. But in fact, I don't even watch it. I did it once, and I keep getting messages every time they do one. It comes through saying new competition, 100 grand. So they've got your message now, ain't they? So they just bung it out to you, £2. But it's, it comes off your phone bill. My phone bill comes in. I'm like, how the fuck's that phone bill so high? I've been entering all these competitions, ain't I? I get tempted with it. I mean, that 100 grand would change my life. You know what I mean? It's not going to change this podcast, though. Don't worry. I'll never change. I'm still going to be doing it, even if there is only 3 of you listening. Speaking of hitting the jackpot, detectorists again, metal detectors. Got to get with this fucking. I got to get on this. They've found 69,347 silver and gold Iron Age coins worth £10 million. They found it £1,700 as in weight. It weighed. And it was hidden, included with a bag including jewellery. Somebody in the olden days, hid it and with some jewellery. But fucking crazy. And but it's been called treasure, so they have to hand it in. It's been called Queen's treasure, as if the Queen hasn't got enough already. But they'll get a sizable. They get a sizable reward, so they'll still be in the millions. So they ought to be if that's worth 10 million. It's got to be worth a couple of million, isn't it? So. Good on them. All for like, I've got a metal detector in the garage. I found it at a market. I bought it at a market cheap, and I always want to go and use it, but I couldn't be one of those dudes on the beach. Fucking, you obviously look like you're scavenging for fucking people's, what people have lost. Can't do that. Unless it's something that's washed up on the beach, but I think they're just scavenging for when people's rings and shit have fell out of their pockets. That's a bit tight, isn't it? But I'll have to go into the field where nobody knows. You have to go in a disguise with a beard or something and a cap, so nobody knows who I am. So I don't get too embarrassed. I'm not a snob, but you don't metal detect where I come. You don't metal detect where I come from. But fucking for 10 million quid, I tell you what, everyone will laugh at you until that comes in. Then they're all like, "Fucking hell, well done, well done. Can I come for a drink?" I should have said this earlier about the coronavirus. Doctors have urged patients to stay away if they think they've got the coronavirus. Fucking right to do as well. Of course, they don't want you around the surgery if you've got coronavirus. They should be saying, if you've got the coronavirus, you stay indoors and fucking call the police or tell us, well, we're going to send the police around, should I say. You can't it's just silly that statement is. Of course you don't go to the fucking surgery if you think you've got the coronavirus. And you shouldn't tell anybody if you have, because you are going to get quarantined. And it's just going to spread around, doesn't it? It only takes one. I mean, it's quite, when you see them films, you see how easy it is when somebody just pats somebody on the back. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be on the tube. If I was on the tube, I'd want to be. Face mask sellers are the ones making a fortune at the moment, selling those face masks. I'll tell you what, when this all dies down, I'm not going to tell you what my idea is. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to be a millionaire off that. Anyway, let's move on to... but yeah, so seriously, if you've got any kind of symptoms, stay in and drink the whiskey like we spoke about earlier on. Telly star Robson Green lost the pub quiz because he did not know the name of his kids. I thought, well, I only read that bit when I started because I'll wing these. I don't read all the whole story, but I thought, fucking hell, he must have been pissed or he's not. Or saying that, fucking, I can't imagine my dad fucking knows my name. I haven't seen him that long. But yeah, Grant, he said he doesn't know his kids, but they're from his show, Grantchester. So that's a bit mad. I bet everyone's like, when that question come up, they went, "Oh, here we go. He's only sitting over there." And that's fucking someone's bunged him a question. You can't ask questions. Have questions come up about people who were sitting in the room. You know what I mean? Pub quizzes, I always think easy to fiddle them now, isn't it? You could easily, if you really wanted to, we can use a little earpiece and speak to somebody at home like they do, like that. Or like somebody must have done on Who's a Millionaire or whatever. You know what I mean? Because you got people are always fiddling with the phones. Who's going around like doing the phone police? You just go in the toilet, you just Google, oh, what was fucking the Womble's real name? Well, it's easy. Can't trust them. Spend all night doing the quiz properly, and somebody would have cheated. So I don't get involved in that. What's this one? An innocent granddad who is another windfall. He doesn't see it this way though. An innocent granddad who spent 4 days in a cell has been awarded £100,000 for wrongful arrest. Fucking, I tell you what, get the police around here now. Arrest me wrongfully, please. Put me in a cell for 4 days. It's worth £100,000. He's pissed off about it. He said he spent a night in the police station and 3 days in prison despite not having the tattoo which identified the suspect police were hunting. It does look a bit moody though in his photo, I've got to say, but they'd gone to his home and held up the photo of the man they sought and thought it looked close enough. But he's got £100,000 for that. I tell you, I'll spend a week in I'll do double that for £100,000. I'll even go for a month. I think any longer than that, I think, I'd have to grab my beard back first. You'd have to give me time, otherwise I'm going to be the pretty boy. So I don't really want to fucking... I'll have to wait until I look a bit moody myself before I go in. Thanks, but £100,000 is worth it, isn't it? I know some people who I've known people who fucking have had a fine and they think, fuck it, I'll do the time rather than the fine. I'd rather just go in and do, it's only going to be about 3 weeks or something or other, rather than have to pay the fine. Where are we going? We're getting close to. I'm going to keep it semi-short. A family removed from a flight for having offensive body odour are suing the airline. I mean, how smelly have you got to be for them to fucking have to kick you off? That's got to be like, you must have. How do you not notice? Everybody on the plane has noticed, apart from you. That's weird, isn't it? And if it's just one person, okay, I can kind of like, even though you should be aware anyway. You've all got that person. Somebody has to tell them, "Oh, come on, mate, you stink." And they don't really notice. But when it's a family, they should all be telling each other, "You stink, sis," or bro, or dad, you had a wash this morning. So they've kicked them off the flight anyway, and they're getting pissed off about it, and they want to sue them. Should have just I wouldn't know that was a case, but they probably will have a case for it. Because there's no proof, is there? They'd probably just say, you said I was smelly. I wasn't smelly. That was somebody who's sitting somebody farted as I walked past. There was nothing to do with me. All of a sudden, £100,000 or compensation. Today is the day staff are most likely to pull a sickie. So it's a statistic. So if any boss is listening to this, you're going to be like that going in. You go, next thing you know, there's 4. Fucking, I heard that earlier on about a guy saying it was the number one day for sickies, and there's 4 of my staff not turned up. It's statistically the day when most workers cry off, sometimes with a ridiculous excuse. The worst recorded by software provided Rotocloud during the anyway. Or somebody said he had the Ebola virus. So he's going for there's no one, because you try a shit one, they might say, oh, you can come in and just, if you're feeling up to, you can come in and do some light work. So if you've got full on with the Ebola virus, you're giving yourself a month off with that, you know. The boys saying don't come in by the doctors. So yeah, there you go. To people who are dodging work today, that's all right. I used to do it all the time. I was fucking almost very close to being called the sick note. Genuinely, of course, if my old supervisor was very good to me. Sue, if you're watching, he was good to me. You kept me in a job. Last two, a car owner was left in a road rage after his dash cam caught a mechanic and an apprentice taking his Fiat Punto on a joyride to Greg's. They took the vehicle and its timing about changed. Footage showed the pair driving without seat belts, racing over speed bumps and parking in the disabled bay. Okay, now they're all that. It was on a mission to get a steak bake before it shut or whatever. They didn't even slow down when they went over the speed bumps. Then you can hear my car bounce off them. So they're doing the fucking gumball rally. They're like, what's that film? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. When they take the two guys and the mechanic in the they borrow the car. It's a Ferrari, isn't it? And they go on and they're bombing it and doing like wheelies, not wheelies. What's it? They're going over the speed bumps and everything like that. So it reminded me of that. Although this is a Fiat Punto, it's not quite the same. Not sort of. It's a Fiat Punto going for a Greg's bake. That was two guys in a Ferrari, so doing the Route 66 or something. Right, last one. Grand Tour host Richard Hammond would love to go into space, but has promised his family that it's one risk that he will not take. Oh, come on, Hammond. Please, just do it for us. One way. No return. Off to Mars with you. Don't come back. He said he's not going to do it because he's had a lot of issues and injuries in the past with his brain injuries. He likes the idea of space travel, but he doesn't like the idea of his wife and daughter. He's looked him in the eye and said it's too risky for him to do it. But anyway, there you go. You're not. Well, they're going to be going into space soon anyway, aren't they? Who's going there? One of them's going there. I think it's a race between Richard Branson and Elon Musk, isn't it? So you never know. He might fucking end up changing his mind. Please. But anyway, we're hoping they come back. So I'm not saying... he might go on the Mars one. The Mars one's not coming back, is it? They're going there for good. So stick him on that one. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to see you again tomorrow. See you later. Bye-bye.